All right, so double check. We're going over splines in this one. So you have some polylines, some splines. So pline, PE edit and explode. So three polyline commands. P for polyline. We're gonna go over what they do and when you're gonna use them. So we can start with our PL line, polyline command, right? I got my grid snap on. Um, if your think grid snap is on and it's not grid snapping, it's probably because you don't have anything selected. So for this one, we're going to pick a point. So now that we kind of know some different things, we want it to be 5. There's a couple different ways you could do it. You can, do the relative coordinates. You could specify by clicking at the bottom. But we're also next going to do an A for arc. The same thing. I got my on snap on and I'm doing specific coordinates. So I could go to 2. Or, if I put my dynamic input on, I can. All right. So if you notice, it wants to do another arc, right? And it won't let me go straight. So for this next one to get back, I'm going to hit L, right? And now you can see that it's, you know, back to the line. Then I can hit, I don't know, there's different ways, right? This one, I just did the 5. I hit A for arc, turn arc back on. Then I can close, or I can use my snap points. I could hit enter. Just in case, I'm always gonna, when I turn these things in, check my dimensions. So we got 5, 2. So that's gonna be splines, right? Polylines. I'm gonna escape out everything. You notice, click the whole thing. It's one shape. So there's times where you want that, and there's times where you don't. We're gonna just go over, you know, the PE command or PE edit, polyline edit. So I start typing PE. I get my PE edit on. But before I do that, I got to draw some lines. So line. This one says they want relative coordinates. So as we know, if I'm in the command, that's fine. I could do relative. If the relative, sorry, absolute. If the absolute coordinates are going in the dynamic input, which means if they're um, in the bar next to the crosshair, then it's going to get real wonky when you try to do the next one. All right, so I have one line drawn. Then they say another line. But so instead of always typing it out as well, I can hit spacebar. The last thing that I had clicked on is going to come back. So I got 5, 5, and then to 8, 5. All right, now enter out. If you notice, I have 2 separate lines. Sometimes you're going to want to join things. So that's when we're going to use the PE edit command. PE edit. In this case, I got to select multiple because it's 2. And this is the tricky part. After I select, I hit enter to make sure. Do I want to convert them? I could do yes or Y. And now it's not selecting 2, right? It's still selecting 1. So what did I do incorrectly? Oops. It's multiple, enter, and for this one, it's a join. Fuzz distance, enter, enter it out. Now it should be 1. The opposite of that is going to be explode. So let me escape out of everything, make sure nothing's turned on. Explode. Enter. And if you notice, it's once again two different. So the next thing we're going to look at is the rev cloud. So we have our rev cloud. We're going to go for arc length. The default 3.61. Maybe I would do it for something like this, where I click this, and I might say, when you're doing illustrations, don't have them overlap, right? So this is where you would highlight something, it draws attention, it's a non-formal thing, and you maybe put some text boxes in there to explain that, you know, overlapping your drawings when you're doing these isn't the way you want to handle it. All right, so that was our video on Splines, PE edit, and explode. Join and explode, right? In the PE edit. Then we have our arcs. Now we know a lot of different ways to do it, so mix and match. Just make sure you check your dimensions at the end.